Hey guys, Andrew McFarland here from StartAJuiceBar.com. Hope you are having a beautiful day. And I wanted to answer the question, what is the best time of year to open a juice bar? I get this question a lot from clients who are really trying to not only figure out the best time to open the juice bar, but also trying to time out from the time that they have the concept in their mind to projecting outwards when they will open their juice bar. So I want to talk about both of these things. How long does it take to open a juice bar in most situations, and also what's the best time of year to actually open a juice bar? For those of you who are new to the channel, just a quick little insight on myself and what we're doing. I've been in the juice bar industry for nearly a decade and also have a consulting agency that helps a lot of people like yourself launch successful and profitable juice bar businesses. And so diving right into this topic, what is the best time of year to open a juice bar business? Now, this really depends on a lot of environmental factors. Naturally, a lot of you are in different parts of the world and even different parts of the United States. And so you're going to have harsher or less harsh winters. So for a lot of people, the new year is a really, really great time to open a juice bar business, because that's when everyone in the health and wellness world will see these large spikes in their sales, because everyone's making these New Year's resolutions to get really healthy, get really fit. And so having a juice bar, people are going to start visiting your business more often in the earlier part of the year. Assuming you're not in a place where there's a blizzard or there's weather that really, really doesn't inspire people to come into your business or drink things that are colder, which most people aren't, but some people are. And so you have to take that into consideration when it comes to opening your juice bar business. The other thing that I want to talk about that's a little bit of a caveat in this situation is, in the larger picture, it doesn't matter that much. It does to a certain degree, because it is important with your business to build momentum, but you also may be inclined, which I also advise a lot of clients to do, is to not try to start at 150 miles an hour, right? Because your staff can be overwhelmed, which means that if they're not trained and the product's not exactly tuned in to where it needs to be, then the customers aren't going to be happy. And if you have a large influx of people in your community that come into your business, and your operations and your training and your execution, your customer service isn't perfect, then they may not come back and give you a second chance. You may get a lot of negative Yelp reviews, right? And that might be a really bad start to a business. And so I usually recommend that you don't start going full speed, right? That you take time to do what's known as a soft opening. And that could be for a couple of months, right? Could be a month, could be a few weeks. You have to decide as a business owner when you really feel confident that your staff is ready and you're going to start marketing your business with a lot of fervorance. And so I say that to say that in a lot of ways, it doesn't matter what time of year you open, as long as you can build enough traction and momentum to eventually build more later on, okay? So yes, early part of the year is always good for health service businesses, whether you're a gym, a yoga studio, a juice bar. Early part of the year is really, really great. But even if you get to a situation where you're opening in a less ideal time of year, realize that it is a great opportunity for you to build momentum in your business, as opposed to having too much pressure to perform right away, which could not be good for your business long term and in the short term. So let's answer the next question as it relates to this. How long does it take to actually open a juice bar business? Now, this depends on a number of factors. I'll give you the averages, but I'll also talk about the nuances of what could dictate this. So the first thing is that, on average, most of the clients that we work with, from the time of signing their lease, will take about 4 to 6 months to open their juice bar business. Now, the things that can increase or decrease the speed in this really depends on a couple of major factors. One, how responsive is your city to plans that are being submitted? Because sometimes cities might take 3 weeks to review plans that you submit for your layout, and then they come back to you and say, okay, well, all these things are wrong, you got to change this, this, and this. Then you got to go back to the drawing board, adjust some things. That could take a few days to a week. You resubmit it. How long does it take for them to review those second submission of plans to approve them? So that process back and forth could even take you a month, give or take. The other element is really how big is your space and how quick are your contractors to build that space out, right? Because sometimes, obviously, larger spaces take more time and energy. Sometimes contractors that you work with are going to have larger teams or smaller teams, and so all these things are going to take more or less time. So as an average, I usually like to say 4 to 6 months. I have seen people, I had a client that we worked with that literally opened their space from the time of signing their lease in 2 months, which is amazing, and because their city was really quick and their build-out process was really fast. And then I have seen clients take all the way up to a year, but usually that's because other things come up that stall them in the process, and it could be financial issues or other things of this nature. And so that is the thing that you want to think about when you project outwards to when your ideal opening date is. But once again, I don't want these things to hinder you from jumping in if you think, oh, I'm going to open at the wrong time, because there's always ways to really make sure that your labor stays tight if the sales are going to be slower, and then you slowly build up momentum over time. Because as I say, 5 years from, you're starting this business because you want the business to be around for a long time. 5 years, 10 years from now, you're probably not going to be thinking much about when you open the business. So that's the message for today. I hope this has been helpful. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe, you can like the video if you have any comments, and also if you want to go deeper into these kinds of conversations, we created a whole online course. You can click the link below in the video description to learn more about that and see if it's something that you are inspired to do. This is Andrew McFarland with StartAJuiceBar.com, wishing you guys much success, and I'll see you guys soon.